Members of the class of 2017, how proud we are of you. How pleased we are to have your family and friends with us to celebrate.
I am honored and more than a little surprised to stand here this morning as your Vice President. After many long days and short nights, we have arrived on this field, and that long journey has culminated in this day.
It seems as if just yesterday, the senior class of 2014 was yelling, "Go home, freshmen," as we entered the halls of Concord High School. Now look where we are. Look around you. When I look into the sea of classmates, I see bright futures for all of you.
High school is a time during which we developed. Over the past 4 years, many of us have gotten our driver's licenses, our first jobs, our first tastes of independence as we've begun to separate from our parents. In these years, we've taken more control of our futures. We've taken control over who we spend time with. We've taken control of our beliefs, our opinions, our values.
Today is the day we leave our Crimson Tide home. Now is the time we must paddle off into the greater ocean with arms flailing and feet splashing. And here is the place where we have rolled with the tide for 4 unforgettable years, but now possess the courage to make a wave. Today is the day, now is the time, here is the place, and we couldn't be more ready.
1, 2, 3.
Lights, camera, action! Concord TV works with Concord High School students in the Film Society to create their own films. Club members learn how to use production equipment and use those skills throughout the year. Multimedia skills are vital to the education process, fitting in well with STEM concentrations in the Concord School District. Film Society members have gone on to have careers in TV and film. For more information about this club, reach out to Josh via email at josh@yourconcordtv.org. It's 9:10 on a Friday morning at Concord High School. While most students make their way to period 4, a select group arrive at the Concord TV studio as cast and crew for CHS Live. Within minutes, they are prepared to go live to the entire school. Concord TV staff provide tech support to ensure the live stream is configured, but otherwise, this is an entirely student-run show.
So you guys, the mic has to go up to Sam, so make sure it's in the right spot. So we're gonna stay here for weather, sports, and Sam, and then we're gonna go back to host. So we got that? You good?
Alright, we're not quiet on the set.
Alright, guys, we're gonna have quiet on set.
We are going live.
We're going live.
5,
4,
3,
2,
1.
Why, hello, Concord High. We got it's Friday. Let's have a round of applause for Friday Day, everybody. Happy Friday. We made it. I don't even think I have that much to say. I think we got song. Let's bring it a song.
Hey, what's Rollin, Tide?
Good Friday and happy autumn to all you folks at home.
Today's song of the day is Unbelievers by Vampire Weekend.
Over to the announcements.
Hey Concord High, here are your announcements for today. Lunch today is a cheese quesadilla, black bean and corn salad, and fresh fruit. Yearbook Club meets every Monday at 3 p.m. in room W3110. If you are interested in helping to create the 2018 yearbook, then please attend the meeting. There are plenty of jobs that need to be done. All are welcome. And off to weather.
Good morning, Concord High. My name is Haley Patner.
I'm Alex Poulin.
All right, so today's weather will be 73 degrees.
And a low of 54.
There will be no rain.
And it's going to be cloudy all day.
12-mile-per-hour winds. And off to...
Back to sports.
Oh, back to sports. Ha. So, there is a open girls basketball gym on Sunday from 6 to 8, and there's also
a football game that will be away.
Okay, now how right?
And now it's
Now on to the segment.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the first Patriots Report of the year. The New England Patriots have 1 win and 1 loss to start the year. After getting destroyed by the Chiefs in the home opener, many thought the Madden curse had taken another victim in Tom Brady. Instead, the Patriots defeated the Saints 36-20, and Tom Brady looked like the GOAT. Tom Brady threw for 447 yards and 3 touchdowns. Rob Gronkowski had 6 catches for 116 yards and had a nice 53-yard touchdown. The Patriots go up against the Houston Texans on Sunday. For fantasy football players, look for Brandon Cooks to be more involved in the offense, and you should have him in your lineup. Thank you, and go Pats.
All right, and after host.
Good morning, Concord High. Happy Halloween, because it's Halloween now, because it's fall, so it's Halloween, because there's wind outside. That makes it Halloween. I hope you all have a great day, including the fly that's right there. And there are 2, count 'em, 2 videos after the announcements, as I was made aware. I love you a lot. Have a good day. Goodbye.
Did you know Concord TV is the only place you can find entire Concord High School sports home games? Our volunteers have covered 40 plus games over the past year alone.
Side. Number 5 comes in. There's a block by Ferguson, the freshman. Point Tide. Emma Ferguson.
Played up. Nice pass to Riviere. Where's the puck? Star!
There it is. Wimpy drives that down the line. Maria Wimpy. Point Tide.
Without these incredible volunteers, Charlie, Peter, Glenn, Tanya, Tristan, just to name a few, we would be unable to provide these games on our education channel to the community.
Oh, he carried. Pass high and deep. Touchdown!
Concord marches 80 yards down the field.
Outside is number 7, Vandersea with a great dig there. Rochette back to Wimpy. Wimpy drives that right down the middle. Maria Wimpy. Point Tide.
Kept in again. Pass across to Marceau. Shot stop!
Yes, it
Alex Marceau gets the point.
It is a rare game.
All games are available on demand at yourconcordtv.org.
Gets it over. Incredible play there by Maria Wimpy. Rochette to Harmon. Harmon pushes that over. Point Tide! Incredible.
And did you know that you can become part of the Concord TV sports team?
Crimson Tide are going to the state championships.
There it is.
As an announcer and camera operator for local sports, you're helping preserve memories, you're making new friends in the community, and you're building the Concord TV Sports Network into an even better collaborative local sports network. Email Josh at yourconcordtv.org to find out about your fun new hobby. Concord High School has become a leading force in Concord's improvements in diversity and inclusion. Part of that is due to the Be the Change Club, which provides support to new American students and aims to inform the school community about all cultures represented at CHS. This club has also been a prime example of how Concord TV can be a vital resource for getting your message
Concord
out.
Hi, I'm Julia and I'm an officer from Be the Change Club. And this year we're going to be doing weekly segments of Culture Talk, where I will be interviewing a new group of students or a student about an aspect of their culture. One of my favorite things about our school at Concord High is that we have such a diverse group of students. So I hope that through Culture Talk we'll be able to share with everyone at Concord High all the interesting diversity that we have. So if you're interested in being interviewed yourself, you can come find me or reach out to me through email. Be the Change Club meets every Friday morning if you're interested in joining the club. So stay tuned for Culture Talk. Thank you.
Since 2015, Be the Change Club has utilized Concord TV resources to create videos that play on CHS Live and Education Channel 6.
Hey Concord High, welcome to Culture Talk with Be the Change Club. I'm Julia, and this segment I'm going to be interviewing Hamanta and Leela about the holiday Dasai. So we can start it with Hamanta. What is this holiday about?
So Dasai is the biggest holiday we celebrate in Nepal, and all Hindus around the world celebrate it. And it usually falls in early September and late October. And this year it falls in late September. So we're gonna celebrate it for 5 days, and it means victory over evil.
So what traditions do you celebrate for this holiday?
So on Dasai, the eldest of the house basically puts tika on our forehead, which is a combination of red dye and rice. And people meaning the relatives from our house all over the world in a way, we all get together no matter the distance and have fun. And the eldest of the house again puts tika on all of them.
So that was our segment of Culture Talk for this week. And Be the Change Club is going to be hosting a celebration for the holiday Diwali at a future date, which will be determined soon. So stay tuned for that. Thanks, Concord High.
We're going to start off with just a little talk about the First Amendment. So free speech is what we're here to really talk about. And the reason we picked free speech is because I don't know how many of you are paying attention to the news, but there's a whole lot of free speech news this year, from campus protests to schools to politicians to people criticizing politicians, and there's a whole lot of argument in the press and in the public sphere these days about what you can and can't say in America these days. What should you say? Where can you say it? Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or of abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or the right of the people to peaceably assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. That's the U.S. Constitution.
Well, one of the interesting things about the First Amendment and the provisions that it contains, the very famous rights that are embedded within the First Amendment.
What can these kids say about me? If I do something they don't like, what sort of boundaries are there from a First Amendment issue?
Well, Drew, I'm sorry. The bad news is they can say just about anything they want.
Really?
Yeah, they do. They can. That would be protected. There are some limits on what you can say. I mean, the government can regulate speech a little bit. It basically can never stop speech from occurring beforehand. Okay, that's known as a prior restraint on speech.
How much power does a school official have to regulate freedom of speech in a school environment?
Great question.
One of the factors is where is the speech taking place? If the speech is taking place on a sidewalk or in public, courts are going to look at that type of speech restriction with more skepticism. But speech in a school is different, right? And it's different because there's a whole set of different governmental interests that are now implicated. And those governmental interests are, the desire, legitimate one by the way, I think, to maintain an orderly school environment so education could occur, to minimize disruption, etc.
What's the best way to protest a school environment? Well, of course, still being respectful and hopefully getting results.
Just because you have the right to say certain things doesn't mean you should, doesn't mean it's a good idea, if you're trying to persuade, if you're trying to protest, like what's the result, what's the goal of a protest? Right? There tend to be two different goals, I think, of protests. One is just to get attention and to raise an issue, right? Nobody else is talking about this, so we're going to go out and talk about it, we're going to pick it, we're going to get people's attention so that they know what we feel. There's another goal of protests, and that would be to actually change the policy, right? So your goal is to persuade people.
Welcome back, Concord. This is Matt Cashman with the Concord School District. I wanted to give an update of the steam to natural gas conversion. We're happy to report that we're ahead of schedule and we are under budget. Those are two words in the construction language that are very good to hear. We're going to take you through primarily concentrating on the high school because that was the biggest part of this job, but I am happy to report that all 4 schools are fully operational. We are producing heat, even though a day like today we don't need it yet. We are up and running, and the project's gone extremely well. Today we just want to take you through a couple of highlights and show you some of the neat things that we've done for this school district. So what I'd like to do today is take you through the high school and show you the outside and the inside where the boiler room is, but also show you some added features that we're able to do because we came under budget. We were able to put in some upgrades to the site itself. Again, all being under budget, we were able to do these upgrades and contain them within the construction budget. So as we mentioned, the upgrades that we're able to do and contain them within the cost of the project, one of the biggest ones was this parking lot right here. If you look over my shoulder, we were actually able to add 10 additional brand new parking spaces for employees that never existed before. So we put that in this location right here, right alongside where the buses pull up on Westbourne Street. One of the other nice things that we did, the original budget called for paving replacement for only half of this area. But as we got into it and we looked at the condition and the age of the existing parking lot, we asked the construction company to go out and get us a bid so that we could review how much would it cost to do the whole thing. And because we were already bringing pavement in, we found that there were economies of scale and we could add doing the entire paving of this whole entire project all around the building, all incorporated within the budget. So with this paving upgrade, I also wanted to point out you have a retaining wall that never existed before. It adds some shape and some character to the site, which was nice. But we also were able, on this doing all the paving, to still maintain the fire lane as you see here, but enough distance for all of the cars that are parked and still have deliveries come to the school. Very safe and effective for, and efficient, I should say, for deliveries. We also upgraded, as part of this, all of the visitor parking spots, and we actually have an ADA entrance right here where we were able to incorporate a nice, smooth, easy ramp. So now we're inside the new boiler room. Inside this boiler room, we have 6 natural gas-fired boilers. They're all Cleaver Brooks boilers. The model is the Clearfire boiler. Each one of them is capable of 3.3 million BTUs. So if you take a look at these, you can see we have double redundancy. So at any given time, you'll see 3, maybe 4 of these running, depending on the temperature outside. These boilers feed all 540,000 square feet of the high school building. So technology has advanced quite a bit over the years on boilers. So one of the things I just wanted to show you very briefly is the computer screen that is on each one of the 6 boilers here. So at any given time, we can come down here, we can see what the interior loop temperature is, we can see what the set point is to actually turn these boilers on, and we can see what the outside temperature is. So from this panel, we can alter or change settings to have these boilers operate for a certain configuration. In addition to that, we can also do that off of our computer system through a system known as a Building Automation System, or BAS system. So that's how we control these boilers. In a minute, I'm going to take you over and show you the massive pumps that actually circulate all of the hot water that we're producing out of these 6 boilers that circulates hot water throughout the entire building. So we talked about the pumps. We have these 3 pumps right here. You can hear them running in the background. These are the 3 pumps that take all that heated hot water and circulate it through the entire high school building. You can see a control panel, much like what we had on the boilers that I just showed you, where it gives you the operating system in graphics, and you can kind of see which pumps are running, how many gallons per minute, under how much pressure. It's a very, very helpful tool, because if we get a heat call in the building that rooms are either too hot or not hot enough, we can start diagnosing the problem right here on the spot and see what components are either doing what they should or what need to be adjusted in order to supply the appropriate amount of heat. So as we conclude today, I hope you've enjoyed our tour of the Concord High School, and I hope you enjoyed all the details we showed you on this project, how it came out. If you would like to contact me, feel free to contact me either by phone, email, and I'd be happy to give you a tour and explain further details of what you saw today.
Concord Trust is a nonprofit organization that provides grants which fund innovative school projects. These projects enhance the educational experience for students in the public school system. Every year, Concord Trust funds a variety of fun, creative, and educational programs based upon grant requests submitted by Concord area teachers, staff, and administration. Several pilot programs initially funded by Concord Trust grants have been incorporated into the Concord School District curriculum. Some of these include virtual reality, robotics, and kinetic sculpture. Since its start back in 1997, the Trust has awarded grants totaling over $185,000, making a huge impact on the Concord public school system.
It is exciting to think about 20 years of supporting innovation in our schools.
Thank you for believing in us. Thanks for presenting.
Thank you so much. I also just wanted to give a big thank you to the Trust for making this possible for us. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the board for this, and we can't wait to get started.
We could not do this without the Concord Trust, so thank you all so much.
Congratulations to all grant recipients, and thank you for making a difference in our community. For more information on the Concord Trust, visit ConcordTrust.org.
I'm Brennan McCaig. I'm a Concord High School senior, and I'm the team captain of FRC Team 1721 Tidal Force.
I would describe first as the hardest fun you'd ever have.
In one phrase is basically, it's the hardest fun that you'll ever have.
It would be the hardest fun you'll ever have.
The hardest fun you'll ever have. Because it really, really is.
On our team, 60% of our team is in an AP course. 75% of those people take at least one STEM-related AP. 55% of the APs taken by those people are AP Physics.
Tidal Force recruits anybody interested in working hard and learning.
2015 it was 3 students, 2016 it was 8 students, 2017 it's 33 students on our roster. Our female participation rate is 40% female, compared to the national averages, we are doing very, very well.
Girls represent 50% of the world's population. Why aren't they represented just as much in STEM fields?
I'm going to be an engineer when I grow up, not a typical like, I'm going to be a dancer. No, I want to be an engineer. I want that to be an option for everyone, no matter who you are.
We're breaking that stereotype, showing, wow, we're on the same level as you. We can do the same things you can.
You know, more people, more points of views, more diverse points of views, just combined together creates a better future for all of us.
My favorite example of being able to show how we are inspiring kids is when we went to my old middle school and elementary school, St. Bonnie. We pulled in to their outdoor basketball court on tarmac, and at one point we disabled it and said, everyone, if you want to come up and see it, come up and see it. And the entire school all at once gathered around the robot. And just seeing kids with their mouths wide open going, can I touch it? What does that do? How does that work? Was a fantastic moment to see, and those kids will go on to remember that moment. We went to Renlet Middle School. We did classroom visits here at Concord High. We're working with Bo to start Lego League teams. We're working with 21C and Renlet to start Lego League teams. We're working with Bo High School, hopefully, to start an FRC team in the future. People who come to this team are dedicated. They are willing to put their all into something new and learning, and they do it and they pull it off. It's magical. I mean, every single time that we go to a school and we see someone's face light up, it's those single moments define success on the team for
me. Ladies and gentlemen, your principal, Jane Connolly.
Wouldn't it be nice if we were older, then we wouldn't have to wait so long?
We invited every one of the 1,600 kids at Concord High School to think of a question they might have for him.
Hi, Mr. Connolly. What is your greatest accomplishment?
Mr. Connolly, what's your biggest fear?
Students asked about pretty much everything.
Hey, Mr. Connolly, I really want to know what you do to manage your flawless hair. I think it's amazing.
Students asked even the very toughest questions.
Have you ever considered assisted suicide or euthanasia?
To be 100% honest with you, I have thought about it. However, I am one of the world's all-time optimists. I have lost the use of my vocal cords, but because of modern technology, I have a machine that allows me to speak. However, all of you are missing my Boston accent.
Nice. Oh my god, yeah, there's definitely a strong resemblance. No doubt, the smile.
What was your first reaction when you found out you had ALS?
I remember leaving the doctor's office and my wife getting sick in the parking lot.
It's hard to tell somebody that it's going to be all right or things get better. Just embrace it and love him and get as much as you can every day.
That is when it hit me that this disease was going to kill me.
My son Samuel has had a disability since birth.
Does he like sunflowers? I like sunflowers.
Now Samuel was headed off to Concord High. I knew Connolly was devoted to making the school a welcoming place for every kid.
That's what kids feel, his real, genuine love for them.
Well, an inspiration to us all, Gene Connolly.
Life is full of challenges. We get little say in what happens to us, but everything to say in how we deal with it.